This is I Pierce the Toast. I'm Sean.
And I'm AJ. Let's make some toast.
Welcome back to I Pierce the Toast. AJ, we've moved to a new night. We're recording on Thursdays now. It's exciting times.
It is exciting times. You know what is not exciting is the fact that you just keep saying I Pierce the Toast. I wish you would just get on the bandwagon and call it IPTT. It's shorter. It's fun.
I'm not a fan of bandwagons. I was on a bandwagon once, and I was touched by a clown.
What?
So Glenda Jackson passed away. That's news.
Who?
Glenda Jackson. Actually, I didn't know who this was either, and I got a BBC alert, and I was like, well, that's odd. You know, sometimes BBC will give me alerts about
That's
people.
why you go incognito, so you don't get those alerts, Sean.
Not that kind of actress. But reading into her, it was like, holy shit. I was like, wow, I've done nothing with my life. This woman's amazing. She has 2 Oscars, 3 Emmys, a Tony, and she served as a British member of Parliament.
Oh, what do they call that when you get them all?
Oh, I can't remember.
I forget what it is, but you have to get a Tony, a Grammy, an Emmy, and an Oscar.
That's right, but she doesn't have a Grammy, so she didn't hit the quadrupecta.
No, they call it a certain thing, and I forget exactly. Was it EGOT?
Oh, is that what it is?
I think it's
because it's like an acronym for each of the things.
Emmy, Grammy, Oscar,
Tony, EGOT.
Yeah.
So not an EGOT, more of just an yacht, an yacht.
Or toe, if you put
toe.
a Tony.
There you go. She's
Tony
a toe.
Oscar.
But pretty amazing. But she did pass away recently, 87 years old. But man, what a life, right?
I know,
Holy shit.
right?
Like, goddamn. So some of her credits: Women in Love, A Touch of Class, Sunday Bloody Sunday, but not the one. This one was apparently about. It had some like homosexual characterization, which was apparently fairly odd for the time since it was the 1970s. But it was characterizing them in a pretty normal light, as opposed to some of her earlier work, where homosexuals were kind of shown to be these loner outcasts. And then she was also in Mary Queen of Scots. So she had some pretty amazing credits. Pretty awesome there. Now, you wanted to tell me, you literally texted me in the middle of the night, like we were boyfriend and girlfriend, which I love.
Because we are. We're a little married.
We're a little married. And told me that I need to bring up Birdcage Bird Box Confusion.
Yeah, so we were playing D&D because that's a new thing that we do on Wednesdays. Me and my girlfriend. We started after we saw the movie. We're like, okay, we're gonna get back into it.
Oh, the Chris Pine movie. Okay.
Yeah. And we were just I was talking to the group about our podcast, and they were asking like how what it was about, and they asked where we got the name from. So I was explaining it, and one of our group members who goes by Kelp was like, I get that you guys did the Birdcage, but why? He's like, it was a terrible movie. Susan Sarandon did like a bunch of like really good movies, and then she fell off, and then she came back with this, and it was awful. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then everyone was like, you mean Bird Box? And I was like, no, different movie entirely.
Wait, what's the one with Sandra Bullock? Where
not Susan Sarandon, yeah, Sandra Bullock. That's
okay, that is that one.
Yeah,
okay, that is what she was talking. Okay, so because at first I was like, oh, please tell me there's a third movie, because I heard Bird Box and I was like, is that the Sandra Bullock one where she has to blindfold herself the entire movie?
Yeah,
because if you look at somebody, it triggers the thing.
Yeah,
that was a weird one.
Yeah, and so there was confusion on that, and we were like, that's an entirely different movie. So it was just funny.
Yeah, there was no toast piercing in Bird Box.
Yeah,
there was no mention of toast at all. It was disappointingly lacking in toast, and I think that's why critics didn't like it.
Well, what's actually funny is that you and I were discussing just randomly, like if we could have different movies, and if they were older movies, if we could recast them with today's actors, like what would we do? That's what we're going to do this episode, guys. We're actually going to do a Birdcage draft.
I am so excited right now.
So we're going to talk about who we would put in these roles. So first up, who are we going to talk about, Sean? Which role are which role are we drafted in this one?
So I want to start with the role of Barbara Keeley, which
okay.
in the original casting was played by Callista Flockhart.
Yeah.
And I have a really interesting casting here. I went with Zendaya.
Okay, I can see it.
Yeah, Zendaya has done great in the Spider-Man universe as being kind of that, she's the secondary character. She also knows how to be main character. She's got main character energy. She knows how to do either. Callista Flockhart was the same way. She knew how to be the main character in her show, and then she knew how to step aside and be, just kind of more of a secondary supporting role in the Birdcage. And I was like, you know what? Zendaya's hot right now. It's all about Zendaya. Let's get a little Zendaya star power on this film.
Okay, I like it.
Who do you got?
Now, I do want to ask you a question. It's a spoiler alert. You don't have to tell me who you actually casted, but I want to know if it is. Did you cast Tom Holland as Val?
Tom Holland as Val? No.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about that. All right.
You're going to be so surprised by my Val casting. Who do you have for Barbara?
I have Jenny Ortega.
Jenny or who?
From Wednesday.
Who is this?
So she was in the Wednesday TV show. She's really big right now.
Okay. The one who played Wednesday.
Yeah, the main cast.
Interesting choice.
So you'll understand, and it makes sense once I talk about the entirety of my casting for the Keeleys. But yeah, she has that same kind of energy where she can be main character energy. She can be in the background. If you ever watch Wednesday, she can play someone that's like kind of in the background, but also very energetic in a certain way. So I think she would do very well in this role.
See, I've only seen her in Wednesday, and just based on that, I almost like that better than Zendaya, because Callista was kind of, she had to be very conservative, and Wednesday, obviously, even though she's just more dark in that, she has to be more reserved in her mannerisms, and that would play really well, because that's what the role of Barbara is. She's the daughter of a conservative family. So I kind of like that casting. That's a good one.
Oh yeah, she was also in Jane the Virgin, and she was in Stuck in the Middle, and she was, I think, in the 3rd season of You. So yeah, she's had some credits. And
she's got great credits, but I've just only seen her on Wednesday.
Oh, and she's also been in Scream.
So, never mind. That's right. I have seen her in Scream. I apologize. I have seen her in that.
Yeah. So I think Jenny Ortega for me.
So now you've already spoiled Val. Way to go. But Val Goldman, originally played by Dan Futterman, who is the son of Armand and Albert.
Yeah.
And Catherine, technically. Mm-hmm. You had Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Remind me, Tom Holland. Why?
Spider-Man.
Okay, so that's funny. So I went with Zendaya and you went with Tom Holland.
Yeah.
I almost thought about doing Tom Holland just to keep the coupling together, but I was like, Tom Holland's a little too hot for that role. I wanted somebody boring.
See, here's the thing. If you ever seen, name a movie that Tom Holland's been in outside of the Spider-Man.
He was in that one, the treasure hunting movie with Marky Mark.
Yeah, he was in Uncharted.
Uncharted, thank you. So he's in Uncharted. I assume he's going to be in Uncharted 2, and I actually heard I heard some rumors that he's like going to be taking a break from Hollywood for like a year.
Yeah, I forgot what it is that he's going to do, but the biggest thing that I was thinking about this is he has main character energy when it comes to Spider-Man.
He does.
Because he's a young kid, and he's just a fucking young kid with superpowers. From what I understand, and I was actually going to watch Uncharted before I did this, but I understood that he didn't do so well in Uncharted because people had a hard time pulling him away from the Spider-Man role. And the reason I cast him in this is I was like, okay, let's put him in a movie where he's not the main character. He's just kind of a side character. Take him away from that, because then people won't be like, oh, Spider-Man is this, because he can't be that same character.
You're trying to give him... I like how you're thinking about this, because you're thinking about it like a very altruistic casting director of, you know what? I like Tom Holland. I think he can be better, but he needs to get away from his typecasting, and what better way to do that than to put him in a very small supporting role?
Yeah, where he has to be downplayed by some very big personalities.
You're not going to like mine, I guarantee. But I wanted somebody boring.
Okay.
I wanted somebody backgroundish. And, no offense to Dan Futterman. He's done some great work, but... he almost has to be a forgettable character in this, right? Because he's really just the catalyst that gets us the Keeleys meeting up with the Goldmans. Yeah. That's it. So I went with Cole Sprouse.
See, I like that though.
Really?
Yeah, I like Cole
figured
Sprouse.
you'd hate that.
No, because he was in the new Archie series.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he played, I forget his character's name, but yeah.
Yeah, in the, what is it? It's not Archie, but not Dark Side. What is it called?
Yeah, I forget, the name of the fucking town.
Yes. Oh my God, that's going to drive me crazy. It's on Netflix.
Oh, Riverdale.
Riverdale, thank you, yes. So, yeah, no, he's a great performer. He's a younger guy, which I liked. I was trying to find somebody who's a little younger, somebody who would fit the role well. But I also wanted somebody that was, that could act well, but not take up a lot of space in scenes. And yeah, that's Cole Sprouse to the T. He's not going to take up a lot of space. Plus, he's got a little bit of star power with some of the younger crowd who's going to remember him from, The Sweet Life. And he's going to be able to bring in some bigger numbers while also not dominating in the presence of some of those bigger personalities that we're going to have to cast.
I mean, I don't know, because if you've ever seen Riverdale, because I have seen him in the show, he's really good there. I think he could steal the scene.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's going to be based off of our casting of Albert and Armand.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So who are we moving on to next?
So next, I think we need to go to Mrs. Keeley, Louise Keeley.
Yeah.
So originally played by the incomparable Diane Wiest.
Love Diane Wiest.
And she's actually a fairly decent personality in this film. She's got some great lines. Like she needs to be somewhat of a presence. So who are you going with?
See, I have Selma Hayek.
Selma Hayek.
Yeah.
Interesting choice.
See, okay. I was thinking.
Wow, you're really going for kind of a theme here. I can tell.
Yeah, so I'm going with a kind of a diverse cast, and I wanted the daughter of the two main characters to kind of resemble in some way, shape, or form like their
ethnic makeup. Yeah. Okay, I get it.
And so here I went with Selma Hayek because if you ever seen her on like Grown Ups and everything like that, she can be hilarious.
Oh yeah, totally.
And she also has a very commanding presence when she's on the screen, but she also knows how to play reserved. And I was like, okay, she can play reserved, but then she can also get feisty at the end. I was like, oh, and I definitely want someone like that in this role. And I just love Selma Hayek.
Who doesn't love Selma Hayek? That's a great casting choice. I went a totally different direction. I said to myself, mom. Who is a mom? Because that's Diane Wiest in this. She's very maternal in this. Mm-hmm. She's very motherly. She's even motherly towards Senator Keeley, constantly trying to keep him on track because he keeps trying to eat sweets and he's not supposed to. So she's got a very and Diane Wiest had a very motherly presence, even when she was in
Edward Scissorhands.
Yes. I mean, well, everything. I mean, hell, that's another good example.
Well, she's also in
Practical Magic. Everything she's in, she has a very motherly presence. So I went more motherly, and I went with Julie Bowen. She's the mom in Modern Family.
Yeah.
Or you might also remember her. She was the love interest in Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, okay.
Julie Bowen. And I think she's really done an amazing job playing kind of a fun, comedic, and often also feisty mom on Modern Family. And I thought, God, she's a great role for a mom that's a little bit older and still fun to watch on screen.
I almost selected another Modern Family alum for one of my other roles, but I was like, no, I don't want to typecast him.
I actually know exactly who you're thinking. I know exactly who you're thinking of. Oh God, I didn't go that. I did.
You thought about it, didn't you?
No, I did typecast.
Oh, okay.
I typecast. I know exactly what you're talking about, and I'm going to tell you right now. I typecast the absolute shit out of those two roles.
Okay.
I wanted it to be representative, but we'll get there.
Okay.
So before we go on to Senator Kevin Keeley, I completely forgot about Catherine.
Yeah, she's like Val's real mom.
Yeah, the Val's real mom, and played originally by
Christy. What the fuck is her name?
You casted her and you didn't even look up the damn name.
Yeah.
You're replacing the poor woman, and you won't even do her the service to remember who she is.
All I gotta do is look up the Grinch. It'll be okay. Christine Baranski. We did this the last time.
Every time, because she's such an amazing such an amazing performer that you just forget who, like, she is everything.
Yeah.
And you just kind of like forget who she is sometimes, but she's amazing.
I always forget the name, but I know the face 100%.
Always. So I did not get I completely blanked on her. I forgot to cast her. So whatever you go with, that's what we're going with. Who'd you cast?
So here's my reasoning. Remember her character. She had to be somewhat vibrant, and she had to be like attractive because she was the one that attracted Armand in, but also like someone that could be like fiery.
And a little, fiery and sexy. Totally, yeah.
I chose Anne Hathaway.
Oh, I love that.
Because she can sing, she can dance.
That is a perfect casting. Yes. And she's now about the right age for that too. She's right around that, I think she's 40 now. So that's perfect. She's an attractive, older woman that, oh God, yeah, perfect casting. Yeah. Perfect. Nicely done.
We're good.
Yeah, we're good. I love it. Sold. Let's get her in makeup.
Let's call her.
So, for Senator Kevin Keeley,
I
had to go with somebody because Gene Hackman, the original person who played the role, he's a big name and he was a big personality, and he's going to have to put on some, put on some drag, which, and it has to be somebody that you don't really expect to be in drag. Gene Hackman is the last person we ever would have expected to see in drag.
Exactly.
So, and I wanted somebody who was a little bit gruff too.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I actually went with somebody who doesn't necessarily have the same history as Gene Hackman had of being gruff, because Gene Hackman was just always kind of this very
almost
gruff
all of his characters were like the same, like.
But I went with somebody who very recently has definitely cultivated a very gruff persona in a role that he's been playing on a show called Yellowstone.
Really?
I went with Kevin Costner.
Really?
Because I thought, big name, about the age that Gene Hackman was when he played the role in The Birdcage. And he's definitely kind of, got that old angry man persona going on that Gene played so well as he's grown older and gone into some of these newer roles.
Okay, I like it.
Who do you got?
I chose Brendan Fraser.
Oh, I like that.
Because he's got the versatility to be able to act in like a kind of a reserved way, and I could just see him eating the candy in the background.
And just being a little, like, having to get a little cranky here and there because of the very awkward situation he finds himself in. Oh,
and then in drag, he could play, like, surprised.
Now, that's the only part that would be somewhat different from Hackman, because I could totally see Brendan doing drag. Brendan would do great in drag.
and that's, I guess that's where I was like, okay, well, I know at the end it's got to be, like, okay, he's going to do this. But I think just having him in the role, he's an Oscar winner now, so give him his dues. Let him be in this.
The man is Gene Hackman was an Oscar winner, wasn't he?
Was he at this time?
I thought he was. 2 Academy Awards.
Oh, wow.
He received 2 Academy Awards, 2 BAFTAs, 4 Golden Globes, a SAG, and a Silver Bear. So his Academy Awards were Best Actor for Jimmy Popeye Doyle in The French Connection.
Okay.
And Best Supporting Actor. Oh, Best Supporting Actor in Unforgiven, of course.
Oh, of course.
Because he really started to play westerns well in the 90s. I don't know what that was.
And so I think Brendan Fraser could do this role justice. He's not as old as Gene Hackman was in this role, but he's old enough to the point where you could see him as a senator. So I think he's only 54. Sorry, he's 54 years old. And I don't remember how old Gene Hackman was, but he's like right around that age that he could.
Yeah, I could see that. So now we're getting to the fun stuff here.
Oh, okay.
We've got our last 3, and of course the first one we have to do is Agador.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I'm excited. So originally played by Hank Azaria. AJ, who are you bringing into this role?
See, I went a completely different route than I think you did. I wanted some representation for this group of people. So I actually chose a drag queen. I chose Valentina, whose real name is James Leva. Phenomenal drag queen. If you've ever seen RuPaul's Drag Race, she can act, she can sing, I think. But she's fucking hilarious. So I was like, I could totally see Valentina in this role.
So I actually, I went with representation as well, but not drag queen representation. I went with Hispanic representation because Agador was supposed to be a Hispanic character.
Well, Valentina is Hispanic as well.
Right. So I went with representation without representation, and I had 2 individuals that I thought could fill this role.
No, you get one, you son of a bitch. You get one.
All right, well then I'm going with Eduardo Franco.
Who?
Stranger Things. The kind of like the kind of he always seems like he's high. He's got the really long hair.
Is this in the newer season?
Yes, I believe so. But he's been in a couple of seasons. But this guy,
no idea who that is.
No, you've never seen this guy? Oh yeah, he's great. He's been in a few things. He's done Stranger Things, American Vandal. You know, he's on several seasons of that. But he's got I think he's got the comedic prowess to pull that role off. So I thought, you know what, that might be fun. But honestly, I like yours better. I think putting a drag queen in it, somebody who can be big and vibrant, because Eduardo, he hasn't been big and vibrant in a lot of his roles yet.
Okay.
So this would be this would have been a departure. This would have been a big role for him to take on, because it would have almost been a lot like Hank Azaria taking on the role.
Yeah.
Hank Azaria was not this big, vibrant character. He was playing the nerdy guy on The Simpsons. You know, most of the time they would throw him in a suit and make him a very straight-laced guy in his roles. So, big departure for Hank Azaria.
I mean, he was in a suit, but it wasn't straight-laced in any way, shape, or form.
There was nothing straight about it.
I never wear shoes in the house because I didn't fall down.
All right, so I will go first on Armand,
okay.
And I'm going to give you the pleasure of
Armand
going first.
or Albert?
I'm going to go first on Armand,
first, okay.
And I'm going to give you the honor of going first on Albert.
Okay.
So Armand, originally played by the incomparable Robin Williams.
Yes.
I went with Matt Bomer.
Remind me about Matt Bomer.
Matt Bomer, let's see here. What's the FBI show that was on USA? He's also in that, what's the DC show with Brendan Fraser? Fraser. Every fucking time, I swear.
Oh,
I'm going to meet Brendan one day. He's going to kick the shit out of
him.
me. Yes.
Okay, yeah, I know.
I wanted somebody who could be funny, but I really wanted somebody who was also who could also be a little straight-laced and was handsome. I really wanted somebody just a really good-looking man. And I thought, Matt Bomer, that is a good-looking man right there. And I just thought, you know what? Yeah, he could play this role. Yeah. And this is where I talked about representation, because Matt is gay. And I thought, yes, I want two gay men to play these roles of two gay men.
Yeah.
So I went with Matt Bomer.
I appreciate it. I also thought the same thing.
So who do you got?
I have Jonathan Groff.
Oh, I know that name.
So he was in Mindhunters. He was the king in Hamilton. He's in that new movie. There's a knock at the door or something, or knock at the cabin.
Which one is he in Mindhunters? Is he?
He's the younger one.
Okay, so he's one of the FBI agents.
Yeah,
the guy that's like. I think
he seems like he's maybe on the spectrum a little bit. He's like very into the killers.
Okay. Yes. Okay. I like him. I think that would work.
Yeah. He was also Kristoff in.
But has he ever done anything comedic?
Yeah, he was in Frozen.
Frozen as Kristoff?
Yeah.
Oh.
He was Kristoff in Frozen. He can sing. He can act. He was in Hamilton. He was the king. That's a very comedic role.
That is a very comedic role. Okay. I like it. I like this one. All right, AJ, here we go. Albert Goldman. Starina herself. Originally played by Nathan Lane. Who are you bringing to the cast?
Billy Porter.
Billy Porter. Which one's Billy Porter?
Billy Porter was in Kinky Boots. I'll have to show you a picture because you probably wouldn't recognize Billy Porter.
I feel like I know exactly who Billy Porter is, actually. Hold on.
Billy Porter.
Yep,
fabulous.
Yes, that's exactly who I thought of.
Fabulous. Love Billy Porter.
I love Billy Porter too, and I actually considered him.
Accomplished singer, actor. He's got a Tony Award. And I love the representation here because Billy Porter has always advocated for his own rights. So he's struggled as a gay man in just Hollywood in general, but the amount of roles he's been in, he was in Cinderella as the fabulous godmother. I really think that Billy Porter could nail this role because he's a larger than life character, dressed to the fucking T all the time, and because Nathan Lane also had that Broadway thing, Billy Porter does too. So
interesting. I went a different direction. I did representation, of course. I wanted somebody, like I said, I wanted a gay man to play this role of a gay man. I wanted to be played, kind of be a little more true to the original script. But I wanted somebody with a unbelievably big personality.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody who, when they're in a role, you almost annoyingly can't ignore them in their role. I wanted somebody loud. I wanted somebody almost obnoxiously big. I wanted Billy Eichner.
Okay, I could see that.
Oh yeah, because he is just so just in your face with it, just so loud about everything. So, always screaming. Like he literally, like,
I
it's
love
like
Billy
Billy on the street.
Yeah, Billy on the street. I love
he
Billy
literally
on the street.
screams at people on the street. And I thought that man is Starina if I've ever fucking seen it. He would just he would be able to just get completely hysterical, go absolutely insane, and pull it off, and have Matt Bomer just reeling him back in. I just loved the idea of Billy Eichner in this role.
Now, I do want to know, I know we said no 2 roles, but I do want to know, who is your alternate for Albert?
You said no alternates.
I know, but for this one, I want to know.
You're going to be one alternate?
One alternate for this one, or for any other role. Who would be your alternate for any role that you were choosing?
My alternate for Albert was Sean Hayes. He's a little old for the role.
Yeah.
I will say that. He's a little old, because I was really trying to stick to people that were kind of near their 40s.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think Sean Hayes looks young enough to still be able to pull off 40s. And I mean, he is a gay icon.
Yeah.
He was just Jack. And you want to talk about being big and flamboyant and magical in your presentation of a character. Sean Hayes all the way. He would have been able to just, master this role. But when I compared him to Billy Eichner, I thought, no.
Yeah.
Bill, this is a role made for Billy, and I think it would allow Billy to explore a role that he's shown in recent films that he's kind of wanted to start moving towards, while also taking on a role that is just iconic.
Yeah.
So who is your alternate?
My alternate, and the only reason I did not choose him is because I wanted representation, Eric Stone Street from Modern Family.
Okay, that was your Modern Family.
That was my Modern Family.
Wait, which one's Eric Stone Street?
He plays Cam.
The bigger guy or the redhead
the bigger
guy?
guy.
Okay.
100%.
But he's not gay, right?
Yeah, I know that's why I didn't choose him, because I wanted representation. But I
liked him too. Yeah.
I love him in Modern Family. He's over the top. Just every single mannerism he has in there. I was like, that could be Albert, 100%. But I also did want to typecast, and I also want a representation.
I honestly considered him for Albert as well.
So I love our draft here. Now we're going to nail it down. I think we should reel it back in. Who are we going for the finals cast?
Oh, you want to actually make the choices?
Yeah, I want to make the choices.
Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so
Catherine. Let's start off with Catherine.
Anne
Hathaway, I guess.
We already got Anne Hathaway. That's happening.
Right.
Your Barbara, I actually liked better.
Okay.
So we're going with Jenna Ortega for Barbara.
Yep.
Who was your Val?
My Val was Tom Holland. That's a hard one.
That is a hard one. What do you think? See, Tom's got bigger appeal right now.
That's true.
Tom's got bigger appeal. Let's go with Tom.
Let's go with Tom.
Okay, so we're gonna go Tom.
Give him his shot to fall into the background.
Give Tom a opportunity to play in an ensemble where he doesn't have to be the main focus. Let's do it. Louise Keeley. You had Selma Hayek. I mean, I think that's a no-brainer. I love Julie Bowen, but I think Selma Hayek's the way to go here.
So who are we doing for Kevin Keeley? This is a hard one.
Who did you have?
I had Brendan
Fraser. I think we got to go with Costner.
I think so too.
Fraser is amazing. He's wonderful.
Fraser, he's going to come for you.
He is going to come for me. Fraser is amazing. He is wonderful, and he is electric right now.
Yeah.
He is fucking on a rocket ship to back to superstardom. But
seeing someone at the very end of the movie who you need to be unsuspecting.
Exactly. That's Costner all the way. You're not going to see Costner coming in drag. Brendan, it's like, oh, sure, that's totally Brendan, adjacent. That's totally fine. We can see Brendan doing it. We can't see Costner doing it. So seeing Hackman in that fucking outfit at the end, Jesus Christ, what a surprise.
Exactly.
That's what I want from this role.
Costner.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what? Costner? Really? Agador. Who did you have?
Valentina.
I think that's an easy choice right there, because my choice, that's why my alternate there was actually going to be Justin Long.
I would have loved Justin Long there, but representation.
I agree. I agree.
But Justin Long would have been great.
I started thinking about him in Zack and Miri Make a Porno. It's like, he could do this. He had a very Frank Azaria comedic presence in that, and I think he could pull it off. But I like the direction you went. What was their name again?
Valentina.
Valentina. Yes, Valentina is our Agador. I even love that Valentina has a, what do they call it? A mono, where they have one name. Like Madonna.
Cher, I don't know. I forget.
Yeah, there's a word for that. And Agador in the casting only has the one name.
So Valentina Agador.
Perfect. Valentina. I love it. Armand.
See, this is a hard one. It's a toss-up between the two. I think if we're going for a very handsome man, Matt Bomer wins it out. If we're going for someone that's got the street cred of like being a theater person, you got Jonathan Groff. It's a toss-up.
That is a toss-up.
I'm going to let you have this one.
Oh, you're gonna give me Matt Bomer?
I'm gonna give you Matt Bomer.
All right, but if you give me Matt Bomer, I feel like you're gonna want Billy Porter.
See, this is where we're gonna have to. We both have two Billies.
We do have two, and we have two very different but very amazing Billies, like two Billies that would play the role in such different ways. And I'm not gonna choose on this one. I don't want a choice.
No,
I like them both. I think they both would bring something so unique to the role. On the other choices, it was definitely this person would probably be a better fit for, like, Zendaya versus Jenna Ortega. Yeah, Zendaya's amazing, but honestly, Jenna Ortega is
amazing.
Yeah, she's a little bit of a better choice right now. Same thing with like Costner versus Fraser. But with Billy versus Billy, they both would play the role completely different, and yet both do amazing jobs on it.
I would want to see the same cast, but like the different Alberts in each role. I would love to see the movies and see what they did.
Oh God, yes.
So,
I would love that.
Let's
get to watch the movie twice, once with Billy Porter, once with Billy Eichner.
That'd be great.
That'd be great.
So I want to hear from our Toasticles. I want to know, who do you want to see in your role? Do you want Billy Porter? Do you want Billy Eichner? What do you think of our casting? Let us know. We want to hear some interactions, because we're going to do this again. We have a lot of movies we can go through and recast.
And in case it hasn't become apparent, this is going to start being our new programming format.
Yeah.
We're going to be mixing it up a bit. Instead of doing just a movie every week, we're gonna throw some different things your way.
Yeah.
So next week, AJ is going to be doing a schmeckin' for us.
Yeah.
And presenting us with a deep dive into a performer of his choosing. I don't want to spoil it. I don't know who he's chosen yet. I don't want to know. I don't want to know yet. I want to be surprised. I want to sit there with my fellow Toasticles and hear the tales that AJ will tell.
See, I think I will spoil it for you, because
son of a bitch.
If we're talking about this, I think we're gonna do Robin Williams.
Oh, you bastard!
Yeah,
you would do Robin Williams. Yeah. God, that's gonna have to be like a 4-hour long episode. We can't do him justice in 30 minutes.
I don't think that it'll be a 4-hour episode. I think I can knock it down, because I'm not going to go the deep dive of like Mork and Mindy. I'm going to talk about Mork and Mindy, but I really want to highlight his film career.
Okay. All right. I love it. So next week we will have our tribute to Robin.
Yeah.
I love it. Outstanding. Well, thanks, AJ. This has been a lot of fun.
It has been a lot of fun.
So since it is Pride Month, it seems that a lot of platforms are offering watching the Birdcage for free. So just an update to where you can watch it right now. You can see it on Roku Channel, Tubi, Pluto, and YouTube for free.
Yeah.
You can also watch it on Spectrum, MGM Plus, Paramount Plus, Sling, Epix, and Paramount Channel, all for free this month. And that may extend out, but as far as I can tell, it seems to probably be an anomaly, because I don't think we've ever seen a movie that's available on this many platforms all at once. So that's pretty amazing.
We just verified the YouTube link. I pulled it up and started watching it, and if you want to, go watch it on YouTube.
Absolutely. You can also rent or buy it on Prime Video, Vudu, Redbox, and Apple TV for $3.99 on each platform. So, if you still haven't seen The Birdcage and you're listening to this podcast, for the God's sakes, go watch it. If you need to, just fast forward to the I Pierce the Toast part, because for the love of God, it's the name of the goddamn show. And just for the record, he says I Pierce the Toast, not IPTT. Oh, how's that taste?
Well, here's the thing. Albert was also over the top. I bet if Albert knew that he could condense it and go, IPTT, he would do it.
How dare you presume to know what Albert would do?
Nathan Lane, if you're listening, please let us know, what would Albert do?
What would Albert do, Nathan Lane? Our music is created by Augusto Denise, logo by Arpon Design, mixing and editing by IPTT Studios.
And we want to hear from you in your own slice of toast. Tell us about the films that you think we and others should see, actors to showcase, or topics to discuss. You can reach us on Instagram at IPTT_podcast, email us directly at IPTTpodcast@gmail.com, or interact with us directly through the Spotify app.
And if you ever find yourself trying to come up with a show ender that you need for your podcast because you've been using a show ender for movies and you're not really sure what to do on the episode that you just created last week, remember,
you can always get more toast.
Thanks for listening.